We are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto, episode 1067. Today is Friday, February 10th, 2023, and I'm King.
Now I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
And today's top stories. Let's see, banks under pressure from U.S. authorities to cut ties with crypto firms. That's right. Authorities are making them choose. Cracking down. SEC commissioner rebukes own agency over recent action. Kraken reaches $30 million settlement with SEC over staking as IRS seeks user information. Agent of anti-crypto agenda community slams Gensler over Kraken crackdown, of course. Stablecoin issuer Paxos reportedly probed by New York regulators, and next batch of Cointelegraph's top 100 ranking for 2023 here. And today, of course, is the Smoke Show. We may put the link up there later. Let us know in the chat if you want to call in and debate something we got wrong this week. Again, if we got it wrong, feel free to call in and debate. Today, we're on a short clock, so if you're not debating, no time today. But make sure if you have something to say that we got wrong, feel free to let us know so you can call in. Other than that, Bitcoin Day, what are those prices for the day?
Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at our prices for today. Huge drop last night. Some people may have noticed. Bitcoin sitting at $21,851, down 3.7%. Bounced a little bit today, but was way down a lot more. Ethereum at 1,544, down 5.8%. Binance Coin at $307, down 4.3% on the day. XRP sitting at 38 cents, down 5.1% today. Cardano at 36 cents, down 6.5% in the last 24 hours. Polygon moving up to number 9, but it is at 129, down 2.7%. And rounding out the top 10 is Dogecoin, getting close to slipping out at 8 cents, is down 7% for the day. And some of our trending coins include Gifto, Singularity Net, and Veracity. None of those are in the green today, all in the red. And some of the recently added coins for my DGens out there: Reserve Block, Lux World, and Wrapped FIO protocols. So those of you who want to dumpster dive, those are your coins for the day.
Yeah, I know we have FIO, but we don't have it wrapped. But
yeah, we gotta wrap it.
We got to wrap it in order for it to make sense. All right. Really quick, get some shout outs out there. What's going on? Crazy BX, Don, Fantesia, and Cario. That's right. It's calling them Dongos today. Virgil L. Unico, JB. Who else we got in here? BK, Born, Bistar, Rays, Wendy Nichols, Patrick Walter, Les Square. Good morning. Good morning. Lift Hunt Game. What's going on? Wisdom Bars, Patrick Walter. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Satoshi Slim said, F yo couch, F Bitcoin and yo couch. There we go. Fuck Bitcoin Fridays is in full effect. Top story of the day. Hey, listen, two things we always say is that it happens after Martin Luther King Day. I mean, goodness gracious, we have not missed on this one for years. After Martin Luther King Day, the regulators come in and regulate. And the second thing we haven't missed is whether it's Martin Luther King Day or not, gang, also known as our government, has made it very clear that
from here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
I want in. And that's what the government's officially saying today as they fully end almost a full 3 weeks of nonstop regulatory pressure since Martin Luther King Day. But the first one up, banks under pressure from U.S. authorities to cut ties with crypto firms. That's right. The thing that has a small market cap that's not real, that no one cares about. Yeah, well, authorities are actually pressuring banks to cut ties with these firms. United States authorities are allegedly discouraging banks from offering services to the crypto industry. I mean, if that should not be illegal, I have no clue what it is at this point. It's crazy, but you have to love it. The technology touched our government somewhere. It's official. United States authorities appear to be resurrecting past techniques to crack down on crypto firms and banks offering service to the industry. Several sources told Cointelegraph. The alleged strategy consists of isolating the traditional financial system from the crypto market by relying on multiple agencies to discourage banks from dealing with crypto firms, with the goal of leading crypto businesses to become completely unbanked, according to Nick Carter, co-founder of venture firm Castle Island and crypto intelligence firm Coinmetrics. And of course, my only thing is that I'm actually with this. Yeah, government, regulators, stay the fuck away. But do it all together. Don't stay away when it comes to all this protection and help you keep selling everyone. And then as soon as someone makes money, you extort them for that money and then don't offer any help or protection. Don't stay away like that. We mean like really stay away. We don't want your help. We don't want protections. We don't need your lawyers. We don't need your regulators. None of it. Literally stay all the way away. But they can't do that because we're making too much money over here, people. The claims rely on conversations Carter had with bank executives, including crypto native and traditional banks. He told Cointelegraph. And really quick, I understand the reason for evidence and verification military, but also we went to war with a country that we said that had weapons of mass destruction and we didn't check. So fuck all that. Throw that out the window.
They ain't even have a water gun.
Yeah, here's the deal, people. If you question someone's integrity at a professional level, at this point, especially in in certain professions, you're already crossing the line. So this guy has a coin metrics firm, and he's telling us that, hey, I've talked to bank executives, and they're saying that I'm not playing that game. Where exactly is the evidence? Do you have a recording? Do you have a video? Did you have bank executives sign? No, I'm not playing that game because we already know on this side of things, yes, there are a few bank executives and institutions that have essentially been told to stay away from crypto by the government. I also know this because when we jumped into crypto in 2016, bank executives are putting me in their office, asking me why I'm spending my money on Bitcoin. So don't tell me the government's not pulling them in the office. So this is just one of those things where the news gets a hold of. They're like, well, where's the proof? Exactly. No, I'm not playing that game. Nick, you got it, Nick. You have a big crypto company. I am sure you have spoken to bank executives who have told you that the government does not want them to play with crypto companies. Like, I don't need any more evidence. But he's saying they tell me they are facing immense pressure from the Federal Reserve, which again is a private company acting like they are the government, and the FDIC, Federal Deposit of Insurance Corporation, which I may believe, is this private too? I don't even know what FDIC is. I know it's federally insured. I don't know if it's a federal company off the top of my head. But founders are telling me that they can't get bank accounts anywhere for new startups, according to Carter. And actually, I'm happy to see that. Because as a crypto founder, one of the most sickening things is when you all actually don't use crypto and use dollars. It's hilarious to other people in the industry, just to let you know. And we never think you're going to last long anyway. We're usually we're talking about you behind your back if you do that, just to let you know. But regulators threaten and bully bank leadership behind the scenes, then publish public guidance stressing that banks are still free to custody crypto or service crypto clients. In reality, they're not free to do this by any means. And that's what this company isn't realizing, as most companies aren't seeing. They can do it. They can only do it, people, is if once again we're passing that $20 to $30 million mark. And the only reason why is so that the government can extort that crypto company and get paid. If you're not making enough to get paid, then yes, they don't want banks to get involved with you. But if you're making enough to where the IRS can come get you, the SEC has some calls to pause them draws. As Bitcoin Zayward says, if CFTC has some reasons to take a chip off your shoulder, take a piece of the action, take a piece of the ass, then they'll all be there for it. But if you're like, well, we made $900,000 last year, they're like, not enough for us to eat on. You're not allowed to use banks. They want the companies that are big and bad using those banks so they can extort them. Anything I'm missing in this story here?
Oh yeah. So you just stated one important piece. The amount of money you have. You couldn't even open an account with Silvergate unless you at least had $1 million in revenue the year before.
Right.
You got to have $1 million to even play the game, just to even walk into the bank and have an actual case. The second thing,
$1 million. That's crazy.
$1 million, right off the bat. So Nick, and this is in 2017 when crypto companies wasn't that prevalent. So who knows how much it is now? Nick Carter, he's pretty well known in the space. He's mostly known for the energy debate with Bitcoin. He basically closed the case on that. He did a full report. So Nick Carter is pretty, he's pretty well known in the industry. I tend to believe what he says. And the funny thing is, people think, like you said, that they're having these formal meetings in the office and they're telling him that we can't actually establish it. No, when they're drinking Bloody Marys on the golf course, kicking the shit, talking about whatever subjects, and then they just happen to mention, hey man, can you all accept crypto firms? It's like, man, fuck no, man. All these regulators, they always come around. They try and pressure us. Shit, they might pressure them on the golf course. Walk right past them when they're about to tee off, and it's like, yeah, if you want to keep playing golf, you better not accept any crypto firms and just walk off. You know,
right. The real tap on the shoulder.
Yeah, they come up to you. Hey, you need a light for your cigar? Oh yeah, by the way, buddy, don't accept any crypto firms or your whole company's going
Or
down.
else,
All right, have a
right?
good day. Yeah, have a good day. See, y'all don't realize how diabolical some of these business people are. So I promise you, Nick Carter probably had a conversation like that, probably on the golf course, probably at a conference somewhere, or maybe just regular lunch meeting with some colleagues, and they were telling him this. And basically, what they're telling all the crypto companies is, you guys are trash. You guys stink. We can't use you. We got to clear it out. We got to get y'all out. We got to get y'all out the financial industry. And you can't use banks. Now, here's one thing I do want to say in regards to not using banks. This is the Archduke Ferdinand first shot in the dark as far as the war between banks and crypto. Because before, we used to have arguments, but this is the first time they're basically coming out and saying, and of course with the other stories we'll describe it. They're basically saying we're not going to work together. There may be a good light at the end of the tunnel though, because what happens when banks can't accept crypto companies? Crypto companies are forced to hold those assets, and they have a large amount of assets that
Ooh, that's a great
actually
point.
presents a bull case where a lot of these large companies are not selling back to cash all day, every day. They just use straight crypto. And if they make it through the bear market, they'll come out on the other side much richer than they were before. So this actually may be a pretty good thing at the end of the day, because the banks
Listen,
will eat themselves. I've said this before. The banks are going to eat themselves because all they know is what they've done before. They don't know about the future. And if retail starts realizing, I can't trade this back in for cash, well, I'm just going to hold. Now you got an army full of holders who are accumulating with the cash that they get, because they're like, well, if I can't buy it through a bank, I got to take out cash, or I got to do peer to peer. That's why I'm working on the peer to peer market right now. Peer to peer market is going to be going up over the next year and a half before the next happening. I promise you.
listen, that was an amazing take, and I'm with you on that. I mean, everybody's talking about these over collateralized assets and stable coins they have. Like, this is finally the use case. I don't want to hear about your over collateralized assets, but you have all the cash in these different banks. No, no, no. If you have over collateralized assets and you own all those assets, now we have a conversation, because each of those projects, all of those projects own those assets. Now we have a conversation, because now we're all going down with the ship for real. It ain't no escaping now. It's like no. We all go down with the ship. Now, while I still think it's very immature to have that in this market, I can at least get behind it a little bit more by, like, all right, these assets are on the platforms. Like, this is on the platforms, P&L sheet or whatever. So I'm with that. It causes more people to hold. Really quick, one thing I want to point out, something we keep saying, and to me, this should be criminally illegal, and you should literally have to go to prison within a week if it was up to me. I mean, listen, we got to put pressure on regulators. They get paid a shit ton of money. They have too much power. And even after their job ends, they still get to essentially keep some of that money power. But when Cointelegraph reached out to the Federal Reserve, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, they did not immediately respond to the request for comments. Now, one thing I've said before, I'll mention again, it is possible that literally 5 minutes before this article ran, Cointelegraph could have reached out and they're like, "You're giving us 5 minutes? Like, what are you talking about? You're giving us 2 days, a day? We don't have time right now. Like, it takes at least a week." And then they're like, "Well, we're going to run the story." So that could be a thing. But also, I think it's kind of ridiculous that, again, if you have, and technically the Federal Reserve is a private company, so maybe they don't have to say anything, right? But Office of the Comptroller of Currency is not. So again, you have any type of public position, you've been appointed, been elected, whatever, you do not get to say no comment, or you do not get to not answer when media comes around. No, that's like to me, sport athletes when they have to go to their press conference. Like, you getting paid all these millions of dollars, like, yeah, they're gonna call you names, they're gonna message you. Maybe a 5-year-old is gonna find out you got traded in the morning. They're gonna talk about it at school. I don't know. But yeah, you're getting paid $200 million. Doesn't make it right, but that's a little leeway to get talked about. Same with these regulators and stuff. Like, you are literally, I won't say have all, but you have a lot of freaking power, and you're getting paid a lot of money to do a job that is not that difficult. Like, literally, you're sitting in an air-conditioned office, and you're saying what you consider to be a security. Who do you want to extort today? Like, these are conversations. You're not out fucking doing roofing or nothing. Y'all not doing nothing hard, bro. Stop it. You all are getting paid taxpayer money to sit in a air-conditioned room and decide what we're going to do with our money. Like, that's really it. So the buck stops here. But before it does, before the buck does stop, We have to talk about who they got next. That's right. Again, we're only 3 weeks out of Martin Luther King Day weekend, so there are still companies to be had. This is another reason why we said the price did not make sense to be pumping. We know WEF happened. That caught us off guard as far as that pump. We didn't think that would be enough to make it pump, but I guess those institutions got hungry. And then, of course, this whole AI thing has caused some more pumps. But other than that, it's not a reason to be pumping, especially at the beginning of January, beginning of February, when we know regulators are coming down hard. And here we go again. Kraken is officially down. SEC commissioner rebukes own agency over recent action. That's right. I think she's a double agent too, by the way.
Who?
Hester Pierce, because she's always rebuking her own agency.
Hey,
go in there like Bernie Mac and get to
out.
slapping people. Yeah, go in there like Bernie Mac and get to slapping people when he was vice president of that.
Yeah, head of state. I just watched that the other day.
Yeah, going in and just start slapping people. Like you said, good cop, bad cop. Today, the SEC shut down Kraken's staking program and counting it as a win for investors. Again, even though investors didn't ask. I disagree and therefore dissent, said Commissioner Hester Pierce. And really quick, before you get into this story about SEC shutting down Kraken staking, I guess Brian Armstrong from yesterday, and this is what I mean. Yesterday, Brian Armstrong came out and was basically like, I heard a little birdie say, and I just want to throw out that it's not cool. Yeah. He didn't have a video evidence and signatures and video cameras and like, this is real evidence that he found out this information. It was like, no, I'm fucking Brian Armstrong. I'm a multi-billionaire in the crypto space. I talk to every financial regulator out there as well as whatever. Like, yeah, I'm telling y'all this is coming down the pike. I can't tell you how I know or how I found out, but I'm pretty sure this is coming. And there's still people like, what evidence do you have, Brian? Like, how did you hear this? And then it's just like the next morning is like, oh yeah, they shut down the staking program. So what he said is actually true. So he spoke to someone just like Nick Carter from Coinmetrics also spoke to someone. He's saying that banks aren't taking, you see what I'm saying? They're speaking to someone. And then, of course, on the heels of all this, you literally have another exchange getting slapped around by the SEC in form of extortion. What's going on here with the staking program at Kraken?
Oh, man. So, again, Hester Pierce, who dubbed herself Bitcoin Mom, I believe that I met her in Miami. Seems pretty cool. But again, of course, you have to have good cop, bad cop. We got Gary Gensler. We got Mr. Burns as the bad guy. She comes out and says that she disagrees. So, therefore, she dissents. She's the SEC commissioner, Hester Pierce. She's rebuked her own agency over the shutdown of crypto exchange Kraken's crypto staking program in the U.S. And what do we always say, King? You're either incompetent or you're in on it. And that's all I see right here is that at this point, she's either not in control as much as we think she is because they're doing things without her. And the conversations she's having with Gensler are not going far, or she's in on it and she's just trying to, quell some of the dissent that people are pushing back on. So her quote here: today, the SEC shut down Kraken staking program and counted it as a win for investors. I disagree and therefore dissent. And she went on to have more thoughts on the Kraken settlement. And she implied the regulator was lazy and paternalistic and suggested the SEC should have initiated a public process to develop a workable registration process that provides valuable information to investors. And King, if you look in the chat there, I sent you the Twitter link for a video if you want to play that. It basically shows Gary Gensler. Okay. He was on TV earlier today discussing this exactly with Hester Pierce's quotes. And again, my main thing is
what a piece of shit. That guy looks like Mr. Burns. He's acting like I just got to throw that out there, bro. What a piece.
We got to be in the Matrix, dog. Because good gracious. Or the dude from The Simpsons. They tried to say he was he was a Freemason and he had inside information. That's how he predicts everything. So maybe the dude from The Simpsons
Twitter
is just really good at predicting.
You got to resend that Twitter thread really quick. But really quick, it even says here in the article. Mm-hmm. She said using enforcement actions to tell people what the law is in an emerging industry is not an efficient or fair way of regulating. It is not fair. People, you all have to understand what Gary Gensler is doing with the SEC right now is un-American and it is criminal. I literally can't believe we're watching this. He's pressing American companies and companies operating out of America, paying American tax. The money he makes, he's pressing them for more money. Mm-hmm. This is as gang as it gets. I do not want to hear no one else talk about these thugs in America. These thuggish, ruggish bomb. I don't want to hear that, all right? I don't hear people talking about gang members. I don't want to hear about none of that when we literally have a gang member in a suit extorting companies in like everyone's face and nothing's happening. It's kind of crazy, but
where you from,
all right, it can't. Right.
Where you from, homie?
Gary Genzer with a straight face asking people that. All right, here he is right now asking people where they from. All right, I got it. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Hey, shout out to CNBC. You guys have been doing a great job.
This is Hester Pierce, someone you know well. He's a Republican commissioner of the SEC. And
great respect for my fellow commissioner.
So, all right, good. Let's really quick. Great respect. So, if you have great respect for them, you respect what they're saying. You're saying, you know, they are a true professional. If this is true, they're a true professional. You respect them. They know what they're doing. Then one of y'all should be out. And since you were, if a motherfucker come outside on me, I ain't gonna be like, look, I'm not playing that game where it's like, hey, they're doing a good job. I had great respect, but they got this one wrong. No, fuck them. They got this one wrong all the way. You come from my job? I'm running the SEC. You coming for me? No, he doing that great respect thing because he know he's extorting people. Literally, this is what a gang member looks like. People, I just want y'all to know this. This on the right is what a gang member actually looks like. None of this other bullshit. This is what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
He disagreed with your decision.
I would say he said he. Come on now.
She did. I'm sorry. She disagreed with the decision. Let me just read you something. Using enforcement actions to tell people what the law is in an emerging industry is not an efficient or fair way of regulating.
I'm really quick going to guess because I already know how this go. The stuttering begins in about T-minus 3 seconds. Here we go. Oh well, the thing is, what she got wrong in
regulating. She says, moreover, staking services are not uniform, so one-off enforcement actions and cookie-cutter analysis does not cut it. A paternalistic and lazy regulator settles on a solution like this one in this settlement. What is your reaction?
Here we go. Bro, it never fails. People, you all have to remember my job in the military. I did PR. Like I study this shit, okay? The micro flinches and aggressions. I can't remember the name of it right now. The micro slips. Like study it. When this happens, it's because they do not either know what they're talking about or they about to start lying to you.
To find the word.
We train for this. People, we train for this shit so we can see it immediately. All right, I just want to throw that out there. And he did not. Thank you for not failing me, Gary. You made me look like a genius. Here we
go. Thanks, Mr. Barron.
I have a very good.
What is your reaction?
Well, the commissioner and I have a very good relationship. We chat regularly and have lively policy debates and debates around these matters. Let me step it back. The SEC staff is
really quick. 10 seconds into the answer and hasn't answered a fucking thing yet. All right, step back and tell us the story. Take a step back and confuse us and then answer the question, Gary.
Yeah.
Really dedicated, serve the debates around these matters. Let me step it back. The SEC staff is really dedicated, serve the public, work hard staff. And we have.
I love it. Again, I used to do this for work, people. In our murder boards, we have a theme, the overall theme, which is essentially the SEC is going to be the protection agency for crypto. That's the overall theme. And then 3 messages. The 3 messages, one is enforcement we're dealing with here, enforcing it. The second one is the SEC being here to protect consumers, retail investors. So, but the thing is, and what he's doing a terrible job is, and if I was the PR guy for the SEC, I would be coaching him a lot more. Because, like, bro, you're supposed to say this in a complete fucking sentence. You're not supposed to just bullet point the messaging, protections. You don't bullet point it. You say something like, well, the SEC has been doing a great job of protections. However, we do understand the need for X, Y. Like, he's not even doing it right. He's taking what the PR person gave him. I'm assuming he doesn't think their job is serious. He's probably one of those people who's like, PR, like, oh, you ain't doing shit for real. You over here chilling. He didn't take his media training serious and is literally showing. Mm-hmm. This man is bullet pointed. He just threw the bullets. People, that's called the messaging. Trust me. It's supposed to flow together. But the way he's saying it is off base. Believe me. Listen, I'm sorry, Zay. I'm done. I'm not going to interrupt.
Serve the public, work hard staff. And we have for decades used the various tools Congress has given us to protect the investing public. And if that means somebody is breaking the law, non-compliant, we do use enforcement where there are where there
that boy.
authorities that Congress has given us, we do write regulations, and we
Right.
do both. And I would even just say, if you look at the history of insider trading, a lot of what we've done around insider trading starting decades ago was through enforcement actions. This is
Still hasn't answered the question, but
Still
all
hasn't
right.
answered the
not
question.
something new at all. All we're saying to this non-compliant, generally, largely non-compliant industry is come in and properly follow the law.
Get down or lay down.
You little bit.
Come in and join a gang. Come in and join a gang is what like, he's literally saying. All we're telling y'all is to join a gang. He's telling you to join a gang. What are you saying, Bitcoin's ain't my fault?
Man, this is a little bitch right here. This is what happens when you let tadpoles talk. He is literally saying what every single crypto business has been asking for the last 10 years. Regulatory clarification. Every single CEO I've ever talked to was like, if we could get out of this gray area, we'd be just fine. Whatever they're willing to give up, whatever they have to money-wise or registration-wise, to get these regulations in place. But you all haven't done it. That's the problem. You haven't actually come up with any regulatory clarity. You're just like, well, banned and no more staking and no more ICOs and you're sued and you're fired. This is bullshit, man. And like I said, when you let Mr. Burns come in, this is what you're gonna get. Literally.
Look at this one. Look at this one right there. Listen, I keep telling y'all, if you really don't understand what's wrong with America and some of the politics and stuff here, this is really as bare bone as this. It's usually two issues. Yes, it's usually men. I will admit there are males. It's usually males who are on their Ken, wherever you call it, who are on their tyranny. I don't even know what to call it. They're just fucking out for blood everywhere. It's usually males, and they're usually doing, I would say one or two, but I'll add three things. There's three things going on. Boundaries, right? They don't have enough boundaries. They don't have their own. They don't have enough resources, essentially, so they're not either making enough money or they have their own territory or control and power, so they're trying to get it there. That's one. Two, and here, it is being real, they girl don't look good. And I find it, I'm serious, bro. Come on, you know I'm not capping on this. And I find it, I can see why Mr. Burns gets up every day and he's fucking mad.
Oh, yeah.
I highly doubt he gets up every day feeling like a player.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, bro. Yeah, war would be on my mind every day too. If ain't nobody like me.
That's where you get school shooters from. That's where you get these incels.
Thank
you get these regulators and these hall monitors. They can't get girls. Their life sucks. They're rolling over.
They can't get money on their own. They ain't getting girls.
Looking at the bitch from Shrek, and all of a sudden, they walk in. Don't talk to me. Hester Pierce, shut up, bitch. Meet me at the water cooler if you got a problem. We are cracking down on staking. There's nothing you can do. Why? Because Martha's ugly ass told me today.
because 17-year-olds are making more money than me, and my wife's looking at their fucking Instagram and TikTok. We're cracking down on this staking shit.
Exactly. Toes busting out the sandals. She got some feet on her shoes. And I got to deal with this shit. Man, I got to watch her fat ass walk up and down the beach, and I can't even enjoy my life. I'm supposed to be the man in charge, but my life actually sucks. Yeah, a bunch of these, they really suck. Yeah, this is trash, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, this is what I mean by there's some psychotic people in our government and regular. Like, you don't have your own shit going for you every day and still wake up and try to do shit like this. Like, it's just not possible unless, again, as we keep saying, you are a part of the gang and you're trying to push the gang forward. But really quick, I just want to point out, people, we've been listening to him squawk on now, Squawk Box. We've been listening to him squawk for about a minute straight, and he has not answered the question. We're going to keep listening, though, because I want to see his answer to this one.
Disaggregate, segregate the customer funds.
hey, you a cold motherfucker, Gary. Hey, start throwing in them big words. Hey, listen, I already sent my message.
Misappropriation. Lamentations.
And the fact, again, to me, shout out to Gary Ginsler for real. I like you more than you know, because you a real gangster to me, bro. And that's what I like. People who know me know I like real gangsters, man. I don't like. Yeah, I respect real. That's right. I won't say I like. I respect real gangsters. I don't want you to to talk to me about what you're gonna do and threaten me and that. No. You wake up on Friday mornings and Wednesday mornings. Gary done it already. Gary already done it. You done it in your sleep.
Hey, Gary Gensler, he go to sleep in a suit. He rolled out of bed with that on. He was ready.
What?
He don't even
Hey,
put on pajamas.
I'm not answering no questions. I'm speaking in double speak. I'm getting you confused, and I'm gonna say it with a straight face and compliment you the whole time, and won't nobody say or do shit about it. Because at the end of today, when we get done with these articles, I want you just to understand one thing: the fix has already been in. Gary and the gang has already got away with it today. They've actually extorted another company in the last 24 hours. So it don't matter what we say and how many jokes we do. He's actually done his job as a good gang member. He's literally hit a $30 million lick. He didn't have to do nothing but wake up and hit a Denzel Washington Lonzo training day. It's one of the first clients we ever had. If I'm off the street, who's gonna take care of him anyway? Yeah. He hit us with one of that. Yeah. He hit us with Kraken staking. Kraken has been around forever. If I'm not an SEC chair, who's gonna look at him anyway? We might as well tax him. It's just a little tax. I'm just gonna take a little off the top. They won't miss a thing.
Yeah, this is Denzel training day. It's like, hey Gary, we going to the office? You are in the office. Shut up.
All right, let's keep going. We gotta keep going. This Gensler. This guy is a character. Hold on. Rehypothecation, algorithmic stable coins, recession.
Is come in and properly follow the law. Disaggregate, segregate the customer funds and protect the customer funds, which is what broker-dealers under the law need to do. The exchanges, register as an exchange and disaggregate those hedge fund opportunities that you're taking and market making. So there's a clear way to do this. And there's forms on our website. I think it's just a talking point that the industry is using. They know how to do this. They are just choosing not to do it.
Well, let me ask you, talking about...
And really quick, people, for those who say, well, he's right. You can follow the law. You could choose to do this. Here's the thing, people. These laws and the stuff he's talking about were created for banks. Banks already established, too. Not for, hey, me and Zay want to start a bank today. How do we go about... No. It's for people with literally about, I won't exaggerate, so I'll say $1 to $3 million to actually use on compliance. These little papers and stuff you have to fill out, the government isn't going to just read your paper for free. Some of them cost upwards of $30,000 to $50,000 to get across their desk for a signature when it's all said and done. That's just the paperwork. That doesn't include the compliance officers you actually have to hire, the compliance steps you actually have to take, which I guarantee you won't know how to do, because that's why there's compliance officers. It's not made. It's like almost like being a lawyer. It's not made for you to know how to defend yourself in the court of law. You need legal help, professional help. They do it the same way with compliance. So when he's trying to make it seem as simple as, well, we have some forms you can just fill. You fill out forms and you give them like $600,000 and then you're up and rolling. And that's just a start. So no. You all have to be fucking retarded if you think that there's companies making $100 million deciding not to do compliance things. Like, really? You really think there's companies in crypto making over $100 million and saying, no, we don't want to do nothing with the government and no compliance, and we're going to be as public as can be and keep waving our flags on everyone knows we exist? No, it's not going down like that, people. To me, the stuff when he says stuff like that, that's the slap in the face right there, and being the gang member right there, because it's like, what do you mean? Mm-hmm. They walked over and then like, bro, we saw you go bully these people. What are you talking about? No, I didn't bully nobody. No,
you're a real bully when you are the godfather of Caroline Ellison, who is currently on trial for FTX right now, and somehow he still has a job. He worked,
that shit is crazy.
Under Glenn Ellison. I mean, literally, Gary Gensler worked under Glenn Ellison at MIT. Glenn Ellison's daughter, Caroline Ellison, showing feet in the chat rooms with SBF. That is their family right there. How does he even have a job right now? That's a real gangster when your kid do something crazy and or your goddaughter or whoever, and you're just like, well, yeah, we're going to figure that out on our end, but you don't worry about that. We're going to worry about you. We're going to take away your actual staking and your products from Kraken. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. Again, we covered that many times, but I mean, you talk about somebody who's in on it. Let's see if he actually answers. I just want to know if he answered the question. Like, are you going to answer the question, Gary? Please, because the whole question was about the person he respects and he works right next to her tweets. That was the entire question that he hasn't answered yet. So let's see.
about clarity, and this is maybe a philosophical, sort of broader policy perspective.
So the answer is no. He did not answer her question.
At all.
hey, CNBC, you've been doing a great job, my boy. You got to get better at staying on him. Listen, you listen for the answer, nothing else. I don't even listen for. I'll be listening for the answer. Period.
I think that there is a common view that your office is using all available means effectively to keep crypto out of the mainstream financial system through enforcement, accounting rules, inspections. Clearly, there's not real guidance yet on custody. And this may very well be a reasonable policy choice.
And one other thing, shout out to the CNBC host. I will give him props. Maybe he's just trying to be polite to get an answer. But to me, this is where we have to draw a line. There is no rule or law that says Gary Gensler deserves you to be professional with him. I'd be like, motherfucker, stop beating around the bush and answer. And don't log off either. Don't log off like a little hoe. That's how he need to be talked to right now. He don't need to be talked to like nothing else but that. We've like people being politically correct and being nice and informal. Like we keep trying that.
Those days are over.
They will not. They don't answer the questions. Yeah, like what do you? It's time. It's time to unleash the dogs.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
If that's the choice. The question is, if that's the choice, why not just say it publicly?
Thank you. Hey, what I've been saying for the longest, if that's what y'all doing, if you're gonna operate like a gang, at least tell me. I can absorb that information so much better.
On the wall.
Thank you.
So I
Thank you. Show me the hand signals.
Yeah, throw the hand signals at it. Yeah.
Show me the U.S. hand signals. I would. Is the eagle? Is the eagle? Is the eagle fly high, baby? Like I'm with the CNBC host. Whatever the game is, all we're asking is for you to tell us, so we don't have to keep guessing and pissing off a fucking 1,000-pound gorilla that doesn't speak English. It's like, bro, we ain't trying to make you mad. We just don't know. We don't know what you're aggravated about, Brody.
We're using if that's the choice. The question is, if that's the choice, why not just say it publicly?
Here you go.
We're using all available tools. We're talking directly to market participants. We take the meetings. We say this.
The question I want you to remember, why not just say it publicly was the question, people. Why not do what you're doing? Why not just tell everyone publicly?
This is how you comply. There's a handful of tokens that have actually registered. The intermediaries, the storefronts.
Why not tell us publicly?
The casinos that people are investing in and investing at need to properly comply.
Why not tell us publicly?
Disentangle these bundled products. The business model that they've set up is rife with conflicts.
Why not tell us publicly?
So we've been very candid with them. I've done it in multiple speeches since I came to the agency. We'll continue to engage. We're technology neutral, but if this field has any chance of survival and success, it's time-tested rules and laws to protect the investing public. Disclosure, full, fair, and truthful disclosure.
Why not tell us publicly, though?
Address conflicts and disaggregate these bundled businesses, and don't have your hand in the customer's pocket using their funds.
Right.
So the closest, I think the closest we got is when he said, we've been candid. He did say we've been candid, but not about what. So again,
never answered the question.
This never answered the question. Why not tell us publicly? He could not answer that simple question. And we're supposed to follow his made up laws that he literally comes up with on a whim.
Yeah.
And then if you don't follow him, the made up laws, what happens next? What happens next is agent of anti-crypto agenda community slams Gensler over Kraken crackdown, because not only is he saying nonsense, but he actually came out and extorted Kraken. We're going to jump on that really quick. I want to take a one more peek at this, Zay. Here was this actually went on the government site for the SEC.
Yeah.
So Commissioner Hester Pierce, maybe she is drawing a line in the sand. But this is what I want to point out real quick. She said, we have known about crypto staking programs for a long time. Again, you know about it for a long time, but you haven't made any public guidance yet. You're extorting companies for $30 million. Make it make sense. Although it may not have been made a difference, and see, this is where I say she capped too. While it may have not made a difference, I should have called for us to put out guidance on staking long before now. Now you saying that.
Or
after
it seems like
after you all get a payday. After you all get a payday.
Yeah.
Oh, I know we just extorted another company. I should already said something about this. This is crazy. I'm not even going to get into all what she's going to say. Really quick on the topic of making staking illegal and stuff. I think we mentioned this in the show the other day, but even we just want to reiterate. And for anyone who's in our coaching class understands this now, because I said this the other day with excitement. Let's say we do a DeFi class once a week right now. We are looking at a lot of staking. If I were to just only be teaching staking once a week right now, as I told the class the other day, I literally off the top of my head have another 15 to 20 lessons, people. That's how many different DeFi platforms I already know about that work.
Yeah.
So what is this? I'm going to find a company that's been doing a great job, $30 million. I'm going to extort them, and we're about to get into that. I'm going to extort these guys for $30 million, but there's literally a shit ton. I'm not talking about a few. There's a shit ton of other competitors who are doing the exact same thing on the DeFi side that you cannot stop. The literally only way you're going to stop it is by hacking them or jacking up the protocol because it's software. And there's people now like me who are providing liquidity, and we're trusting the software. So I just want to make sure you understand. I know some of you understand, like, I'm putting my money up on software that no one owns because I believe that the software is going to work as far as us banking on it. And one of the aspects is that staking part of it. For software like that you have these developers who are anonymous, who just put it out, you can't stop it. And even if you stop it, literally the next one will pop up, not even the next day. It's going to pop up the same exact day.
Copy and paste.
So when you're talking about you can't. The only thing that's going to stop staking is a bad market. That is the only thing. Human intervention will not stop a properly working, coded, stable protocol. It won't stop it. Hackers, hacking, all this other shit will, but not just like we're going to make it illegal. That's not going to be the thing. But with that being said, what's going on with this agent of anti-crypto agenda? We've been going in on him. What else do you have to say about this?
Yeah. So a lot of people in the market who are on Twitter, they saw this. They basically came up with threads saying that Gary Gensler is an agent of anti-crypto agenda. I think that's pretty clear now after seeing that video as well as others and his general consensus on crypto. Adam Cochran here made a huge thread basically saying what I just said. So the SEC got buddy-buddy with SBF and almost gave them an exception to offer more services, but then goes after Kraken and Coinbase, the two most compliant U.S. exchanges for services that the SEC previously refused to provide guidance on. People, it's just like the gangs. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. Kraken and Coinbase wanted to negotiate, wanted to work with the regulators, wanted to do everything the right way. And what did they come back and do? They came back and they said, well, it's over for your staking program. We need some more money. It's just like a bully. You keep giving me your lunch money, he's going to keep coming back. And then the thing is, the best thing you can do is, there's two things you can do. You can either fight the bully or you can become friends with the bully. And that's what FTX did. They became friends with the bully and they took him in and they basically said, we'll be on your side until they got caught. But nobody's actually fighting back at this point. Everybody's scared shitless. And even Brian Armstrong said the innovation will leave America, which I've been saying for years. I think most of it's going to leave America because it's a big cash grab right now. And we don't have the right people in place. Government itself is not inherently wrong, but corruption is rife within our government. And this is just
right. I agree with that. Same with Ray. I don't think they're inherently wrong. It's straight up corruption.
Yeah.
It's straight. When you waking up on Fridays, I guess we'll get them for $30 million. Like, stop it. So here's my thing too. When you're talking about American companies or people who are trying to do the right thing by America, we're literally taking an approach of whether they know this list of laws or not. If they break any of these or they do any, not even laws, regulations, not even fucking laws, it's regulations. A fucking hall monitor has power now. This is crazy. If they know this list of regulations or not, we're holding them to it. Even though they're asking us for the list and we're not giving them to it, we're still holding them to it. Like, I mean, it's so ridiculous in so many different ways. Like, it's kind of funny though.
Let me put on the tinfoil toboggan real quick.
I was about to throw one on too. Go ahead.
You know what I think? I think the reason they went after Kraken first. Remember back in 2017 when the SEC sent all these companies letters? Who was the only?
Kraken.
Who was the only throw it in the trash?
You're right.
My boy at Kraken. He threw that shit, Kobe, right into the trash. He said, we will not comply. We're not sending you a bunch of databases of our information. And they remember that. They put him at the top of the list on the whiteboard. They said, when we start cracking down, go after Kraken first. And that's exactly what they did. I'm almost 100% sure that's the reason why they went after them first. Because if you wanted to make a big splash, Coinbase would have been it. Or Uphold, or they're not based in America, but it would have been Coinbase or Gemini. Those are the two big ones. Kraken is a little bit smaller. So why would they go after it? Tim Ford Toboggan says, because Jesse Powell gave them the middle finger 5 years ago, and they did not forget.
Yeah, I was looking for the article. I can't find it, but I do remember that. And really quick, last thing with the way they're treating Kraken and the regulators is literally, I know I'm about to trigger alert, trigger. Speaking of triggers, this is the trigger alert. It's literally the fucking gun debate. It's like the gun debate. You are like, let's not give the good citizens guns. Let's make sure we have an abundance of regulations and rules for the people who 9 times out of 10 will never use that gun or break any type of law there is. That shit gonna get dusty in their closet. Let's make it super hard for them to get a gun, and they can only have a certain type of magazine. They can't even load it on YouTube anymore. All these rules around guns. You all do realize a criminal does not give a fuck about the rules around a gun, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
You realize most people get shot in gun-free zones. You think they care about the rule?
Before I rob this person, rob this store, commit this criminal act, let me make sure I have my legally registered gun. So to me, this is literally the same thing. It's American companies who are trying to do the right thing. The Coinbases, the Krakens. All right. We're ready to get registered. We're going to get registered. We do our gun training class. We're going to do that and the other. And then the government's like, oh, we didn't know you had that type of gun. What's wrong with this type? Can't have that type.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't tell us. I'm telling you now. All right, so what we do? Well, you pay us $30 million and you get rid of it. Wait, what?
What?
We didn't know. Yeah, we know you know. Well, there's literally 1,000 people behind us with way more bigger guns than this, man. Yeah, they didn't register though. They didn't register. You wanted to play by the rules, right?
Oh yeah, the SEC, we're supposed to be mind readers, man. We're supposed to already know.
Oh my goodness!
And they're using a Howey test from 90 years ago to enforce all this. That's what's hilarious. Nothing. I don't want really quick from 90 years ago. Not a thing
at all. Listen, let's go ahead and talk about. We've been building it up to talk about this. Kraken reaches a $30 million settlement with SEC over staking as IRS seeks user information. Again,
double whammy. They get
literally, I know. And you know what? You're right. This is what is that. They wanted that user information like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So they literally doubled back and was like, not only are we going to creep financially, you're going to give us that user information, boy. Mm-hmm. Kraken not only offered investors outsized returns untethered to any economic realities, but also retained the right to pay them no returns at all, says Gerber Gruel. One thing I want to, again, point out, because they keep saying this is for you, this is protecting you, blah, blah, blah. Who? And this is what I'm saying. This isn't the media reporting a source they're trying to keep secret. People, these are public government officials and regulators. They, to me, don't get to say we're being told. No, you're taking public action against private companies. I want to see a motherfucking list. I don't care if it's 16 million people or 100 million people or whatever the number is. Just like you have a petition.org and sign and all this other stuff, I want to see the list of Kraken customers who reached out to the SEC and IRS. Because that's essentially what they're telling us.
Yeah.
They're saying we're not doing this on our own. People. So you're telling me Kraken is offering, not only are they offering investors outsized returns untethered to any realities, but not only are they offering this, they're giving people this, and people are winning. But these same people who are winning so much money and doing great, they're coming to the SEC to say, hey, something just don't smell right over here. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to see the list of names, because not only should we have this list of names, it should be like court. Yeah. Fine, make a public list of these names and let Kraken be able to defend themselves against these people. What have we done wrong to you for you to be going to the government about nothing right now? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of crazy to me. But again, this is crypto exchange Kraken. They reached an agreement with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to stop offering staking services or programs to U.S. clients. That's probably why I think, I'm not sure which exchange it was. You said the other day some exchange took off the United States in general. Didn't you say there are a few of them?
Yeah, it's a few that's been doing it recently.
Yeah, they've been getting rid of U.S. customers. So this is probably why. February 9th announcement, SEC said it charged Kraken with failing to register the offer and sale of their crypto assets staking as a service program. I don't care what they charge with. Again, if you're suing someone, if you're coming after a company for $30 million, it has to be jail time, man. Like what accounts to 30 million is not criminal. What are we doing? This is crazy, but whatever. Kraken not only offered investors outsized returns untethered to any economic realities, but also retained the right to pay them no returns at all. I mean, it sounds like the banks, but okay, said the SEC's Division of Enforcement Director. All the while, it provided them with zero insight into, among other things, its financial condition and whether it even had the means of paying the market returns in the first place. Again, I call bullshit, because if I go to the bank right now and I get to pull out money, they cannot pull out my money. So stop it.
I tried the other
like,
day.
stop
They
it.
didn't have any cash. They said we do
You
not
can't
have
even
cash
pull out my
today.
money.
I was like, you don't
can't
have
pull
any
out
cash?
my money.
None.
Come
There's none in
on,
the back.
man.
What are y'all even here
Come
for?
on.
And
Listen,
and this rule is like the seatbelt rule. It's basically like, I'm protecting you from if you get into a crash. So it's illegal for you to not wear a seatbelt. And it's like, what if I'm trying to kill myself, dog? I don't want to see that. Leave me alone. Seatbelt, that should be up to me. I hate when people try to come in and protect you from yourself. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of protecting adults from themselves. It's like, no, you're an adult at this point. Rules for kids, sure, I'm all for it. But for adults, it's like, hey, you could not have made that 21% that they promised you on Kraken. As an adult, I should be able to say, well, I'm gonna try it anyway. Just like when I go in the casino, I don't want a regulator hovering over my back and say, hey, you know the odds of winning in this 21 game is 1 out of a billion.
exactly.
Get the fuck out of my face. I'm here to get drunk and lose money. That's what we're here for. That's what DGens are all about. I'm here to get drunk, lose money, and maybe win. That's what it's all about. We don't need your regulator stepping in and spoiling all the fun trying to protect us, because under the guise of protection, you usually lose your rights. And for those people who allow that to happen, they deserve neither security nor rights. I forgot what president said that, but that's exactly what's happening here. And if you look at, go back to the page real quick. Look at what they paid the $30 million for. This is interesting. It was disgorgement was the first thing. They paid $30 million for. Hold 1 second, I'll catch it here.
I'm looking for it.
It's disgorgement, prejudgment interest, and civil penalties. What? Disgorgement is when you pay.
That's 30 million.
Man, disgorgement is when you pay for doing illegal activity. So why is nobody going to jail?
There it is.
Second, prejudgment interest, meaning that if they did go to court, that means that this is prejudgment interest. So this ain't even after the judgment if they got sued for more. And the civil penalties, which they can pull out of their ass and make up. So, I mean, that's literally it's extortion. $30 million. Thanks for playing. Now get the fuck out of my casino. Because the real casino is the American economy. It ain't Kraken. It ain't Coinbase. That's just a shitcoin casino. That's a little dirty casino all the way at the end of the Vegas Strip, where you got the 70 and 80-year-olds singing karaoke and eating shitty food and nachos and shit. Nobody's really trying to win money. They just there because they don't want to be home with their wife. That's the shitcoin casinos. The big casino, Cosmo, is the American economy. That's the big one. They're the ones taking the real money.
And that's why they're pressing them, because again, people, we're not making these stories up. In 2021, I think it was about June, July. Remember this? I won't even throw them out there like that because they've been doing an okay job. But I know the policies. There was a pretty decent sized bank, supposed to have great customer service, serve all these people, blah, blah. I literally couldn't get the money from the bank. They was like, oh, no, you only allowed you only allow a daily withdrawal limit like 5 or 10K. I was like, if y'all don't get my fucking money out the bank, I'm buying a plane ticket now. We about to get in some gangster shit today. Like, are you crazy? It took 3 hours on the phone for me to get all of my money out of a bank. And to be fair, I didn't want all the money out of the bank. I only wanted a little bit out of the bank, but they couldn't give me the little, which made me want to get the lot. Because I was like, oh, hell no. What you mean I can't
give me all my
people? I think that we were literally trying to withdraw, let's say maybe 20K or something, right? Business stuff is going on. It's about 20K. They gave me, it took a couple hours on the phone to even get some on the phone. So I was like, here we go. Well, I'm on the phone for 2 hours. By hour 3, I was like, I want everything. Go ahead and dump the whole. You want to play? Let's play. Oh, well, no, we're only allowed to. You only allowed to give me. They literally said we're only allowed to let you withdraw 5 or 10K a day per policy and this and that. Like I said, I almost bought the ticket, but the money came back. So I was like, I don't know what game you playing or whoever. I got a list of names in front of me for who I talked to on the phone today, and I'm fucking taking out here. Okay, this is crazy. So my point is not working on the traditional side. They're doing all types of illegal and cutthroat shit on the traditional side. Yet they want to come over to crypto because this is the thing that just became popular literally 5 or 6 years ago is now ruining the United States and all our children. Like, okay, let's sell the dream.
Yeah.
War on crypto. Can't wait for it. War on crypto. Let's go ahead and get out there. All right. Stablecoin issuer Paxos reportedly probed by New York regulators. This was actually interesting to me because, of course, Paxos does have some of Wall Street behind them. So somebody must have missed a payment. Somebody must have missed it. Special. This is a special investigator right here. I don't know the mother little jabronis you pay, but I'm different. I got to use Bitcoin Zay's speech. What's going on with Paxos right now? Why are they getting probed by New York regulators?
Oh, yeah. Well, in the first sentence, it literally says, while the exact reason for the investigation hasn't been revealed, it's been reported that the New York regulator plans on upping its efforts to protect consumers this year.
There we go.
So
we got to protect. Hold on. We got to protecting everybody this year. Watch out, homie.
Yeah, we're the government, and we're here to protect you. The scariest words ever said, I believe Ronald Reagan stated that. We're the government. We're here to help you. We're here to protect you. New York regulators, they're about to show up. They're about to shake down Paxos. Your shoes are going to be hanging from the telephone line as well. It seems as though they got the directive from Biden. They got the 87,000 IRS agents. They got the crackdown on crypto. They got whatever directives they needed because they're going after staking. They're going after stable coins. They're going after banks on the back end so that they won't accept any crypto firms. Look, people, the fight is here. World War III is about to start any day now, but the crypto war is already begun. Their shots were fired as soon as they got on Library, and they made them, the SEC got on Library. That's when the shots were really fired. But right now, it's just the buildup of more because this is not the end of it. So NYDFS spokesperson declined, again, like you said, King, these people don't want to talk.
How do you get to decline?
Because they don't have to, bro. We the real gangsters around here. Get that mic out my face, bitch. I ain't saying nothing. They don't have to do anything. The quote here, the department is in continuous contact with regulated entities to understand vulnerabilities and risks to consumers and the institutions themselves from crypto market volatility we are experiencing. So a bunch of words that don't mean shit. That's basically what I got from that quote. But Paxos to issue BUSD, a US dollar collateralized stablecoin. They struck a partnership with Binance in September 2019, and their market cap is exceeding $16 billion. Man, $16 billion, boy, they're sitting there with fork and knife at the table, ready to eat. Yeah, $16 billion.
Hey,
oh, yeah, we getting
16. Listen, 30 million. Listen, they're not gonna miss 30. Hey, 16 billion. Listen, 16 billion. They're not gonna miss 30 million. Really quick, want to give some shout out to BK Boring Best I Race. Thank you for the tip. Said this article, talking about some of these articles were FUD. There's no pressure from the government to banks. The banks are in cahoots with regulators so they can dominate the staking market. Gang. I'm with you on that. That makes more sense. Where it's like, no, there actually isn't pressure from the government, quote unquote. It's just the banks are actually working with the regulators. I believe that. That makes that makes a lot of sense when you look at the actions of it. Thanks for the secondary tip as well. You had two on here. I can't see the second one, so I'll go back to it as well. But really quick, want to play this clip because to me, Bitcoin Zay, this is everything that's going on right now. Like we said, this is what's happening with Kraken and their $30 million, especially after they found out they were making $16 billion. And yes, people, that's Billy's with a B. Bravo. This is what happened right here.
Screw up so bad.
Nothing. It's nothing. Forget it. I didn't know. It's not my town. I'm not omniscient.
The Russians don't care if you have a badge. They'll whack you. You ought to hop a jet out of here.
Hop a jet out of here? They made $16 billion. Why?
It's an easy fix.
It's an easy fix, bro. $16 billion. FTX, listen, it's an easy fix. I'm just going to tap an old account, Zay.
Oh, yeah. It's a tap an old account.
Just cash in an account. Why? It's an easy fix.
How?
Just cash in an account.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
One of my old ones, my first one.
Kraken's one of the first ones, bro. Like if I'm not there to take care of it, who will?
Problem. Look, the guy's a high security risk anyway. If I'm not around, who's gonna keep him off the radar? You? I'm just taxing him. That's all. Okay.
Just hey, bro. We just a little tax. All right.
I'm about to go watch that movie today. That's my favorite all-time movie, dog. That's got to be the greatest, easily.
I'm just taxing them, Zay.
Taxing them,
Zay. I'm just taxing them, bro. Like, if I'm not here to watch them, who will?
Hey, what's going
All
on,
right.
brother? It's all good,
Bro,
Roger.
man.
When he closed that door, it's all good, Roger.
That's what Gary Gensler walked in on Kraken. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Oh, what's going on? It's all good, brother.
Hey, right now we at the point where he had to Jake the gun, and he was like, "Hey, close them blinds." When shit got real.
Hey,
That's
Jake is Hester Pierce, bro. Jake is Hester Pierce. She can't take it. I ain't signed up for this.
Boom,
I signed up to say Hester Pierce is like, I signed up to save people and to protect retail investors, and y'all out here killing them.
You're just sitting there like, oh, I've been planning it all day. I've been playing this shit all week.
Hester is like, have you been playing this year? This year? I've been playing this since I became the chairman, baby. This is what I do.
What you gonna do? You gonna report us to the police? What they gonna find in your blood, Hester? They gonna find PCP all day.
No, Hester, what they gonna find in your portfolio? You got XRP tokens, you got Coinbase stock. Look, you ain't better than us. You here right here with us. Oh man, what else do we have going on? Last but not least, last story of the day. They're in the comments going. Their comments is lit right now, bro. We ain't been paying attention to comments. Really quick, take a peek. Some comments. You are lit. Stan, thanks for the tip. Does A16Z own Uniswap? If so, does that make DeFi ineffective? Does A16 own Uniswap?
A16Z? You mean Andreessen and them?
Yeah.
I would say that them owning Uniswap to pump liquidity into it initially, but a lot of I think Uniswap will be fine, but a lot of their portfolio is garbage. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen it.
A16? Yeah, I seen it too.
Chris
Lyons, they were trying to make it.
He's trying to get all the way up to the project. They're basically trying to buy a piece of every project. They're just throwing it. They're closing their eyes and throwing their darts, every dart they can at it, and whichever one hits, they hit. I think Uniswap will be fine though, because they actually have a good product for DeFi people.
No, okay, there it is. Let's see. Last story, but not least. Today, too funny, bro. And people, the worst part is we literally go live. We don't plan this shit at all, but they make it so easy, man. Like they literally make it. They make it too easy. Like extortion, man. Who knew extortion was so funny? Next batch of Cointelegraph's top 100 ranking for 2023 is here, 71 through 80. Let's see who we have. Let's see. I'll start off with the first couple, I guess. 80 Coin Bureau, the crypto apocalypse would be YouTube. Okay. Lazarus Group. I've heard of Lazarus Group. Oh, Flying Too Close. Oh, wait, is that the hacking group or is it the one who solved
it? I think it's the hacking group. The hack Ronin. Remember the blockchain?
Right, so they are doing good and bad then. It's official.
Yeah.
Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of the UK.
Oh,
what?
Man, you mean the cross-eyed Indian nigga? Man, that dude got nothing to do with crypto.
Something wrong with you, bro. Something is wrong with you. Pentoshi is not over into the...
Rishi Sunak is a World Economic Forum plant in the UK to usher in the CBDC, which is why they just reduced the amount you can take out to $20,000, and CBDC rollout tests and trials have already started in the UK. He's a plant. He's just like Zelensky. He's just a plant.
All right, plant. Let's see, who else do we have on here? Pentoshi is not over to the Fat Penguin Sings, the analyst. I don't know Pentoshi, do you?
I believe it's to do with the penguin as his or used to be as his. I don't know who these people are. Pentoshi, nah, no.
Is it Twitter or something?
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh yeah, 600,000 followers on Twitter. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Change the viewpoint. Oh, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He said it was a Bitcoin rally about to happen in 2022 when it went down.
Yeah, like I said, choose your leaders wisely.
600,000 people went the wrong direction at one time. There we go. Anyway, all right. Kathy Wood, of course, founder. All right, there we go. Kathy, I'll give it to Kathy. Alex Gluchowski. Matter Labs, you know Matter Labs?
I don't.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming ZK rollups. You say roll up, behold the amazing snark. So probably.
I do want to say Kathy Wood's shoulders got to be tired from carrying Coinbase the last year and a half.
Hilarious.
The only reason that anybody's even thinking about it is because she's carrying them.
That is true. Okay, Crypto Kobe, he should be on there. I think he should be higher. He's been around for a while, but I'm not sure how much work he's did this past year.
Yeah.
Jamie Leverton. I don't know what Jamie Leverton is. CEO of Hut 8. Do you know that one?
Oh, Hut 8, the mining company. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the big mining companies. Yep.
Adam Back. Okay. Adams always should be on there. I think he should be higher.
He should be top 10 every year. He's the only person whose name is in
this
the
is what I'm saying. This was, and that's what I'm about to say. This is what's not only disrespectful, but also like this is what's fucking up the market. Like you said, his name was in the white paper, and no offense to, because Kobe has been in the market for a long time, but he should, like, Adam Crypto Kobe shouldn't be on the same row.
Yeah,
like you're right. He should. He was in the white paper. If anybody's in the white paper, they're top 10 all the time, anytime. Like, stop it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
The longest running chain that's still the strongest and working amazing. The person who's in the inception of that is number 72. So who's 71? You say Sonny Lou, fighting Carbon's neutrality's corner. V-Chain. V-Chain is ahead of Adam fucking back.
Come on, man. What are we talking about here, dog? What we talk about, man? I guarantee you they rank the top 10 and then they just throw the rest of them in there. The last 90, they just threw them in there. It's like they can't be doing this. They can't be sitting down and looking at this list the same way we are. But some people have other interests. I'm sure some people pay to be on the list. Some people have friends in the industry. It is what it is. Don't get too involved in the list. I mean, one year I was top 30, number one black person in the world. And then next year I didn't make the list at all. So lists don't really mean shit. They just put you on there if they like you or if they don't.
He did a lot last year, but this year, I don't know.
Did the exact same shit, but no, not enough. He didn't make any splashes. He didn't do any long threads that we like. And he's anti-Semitic on top of that. So yeah, he didn't put him on no list.
There you go. Hey, don't talk too early. They might have us down in the top 20. Let's not be too harsh, too quick. But if not, we on your ass. No. Billy Crush said, make a movie called Trading Day. That's pretty funny. I like that. Let's see. I think that's about it. If anybody want to call in and let us know in the chat, like I said, we weren't going to do it today for the most part, only because we were running around today. I'm not sure if I can. I don't know. Shout out to what's the TV? Tubi. Shout out to Tubi. We'll be on a feature in I think it's a documentary type of movie for crypto on Tubi here coming out soon, hopefully. I'll be doing the filming for that today. And it's for another infamous scam back in the day. So hopefully this thing comes out and everything's on point. It has a great team working behind the scenes. I think some of them actually won some Emmys and stuff like that. So some award-winning directors, producers, and all that stuff. But we were invited to be a part of the movie. I think Zay will be running around, so he may not be able to film today. But whether or not Jim and the Crypto finally gets one in, people will be on a Tubi or something, documentary or something, talking crypto for one of these scams out here. So make sure you are in the loop. We'll be announcing that here soon, hopefully in a few months when they get that out. You got any messages for everybody, Zay?
Yeah, I'm going to the gym to go stare at women while they film themselves for TikTok.
Bro, I never understand. Like, I don't even understand what directions come from. Love it.
Apparently, there's a huge problem with eyes at the gym right now.
I know you're talking. I've been seeing that.
It's hilarious. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Happy Friday. Great fuck Bitcoin Friday. See you all next week, man.
There we go. I think that's about it. I'm looking at some of the comments. You all have us laughing just as hard. As always, thanks for joining in the interaction. I can't speak for anything. Make sure you smash that like and share. Lord, I still got to have you on, Lord, because I do want to hear your take about the Duquan take. So maybe sometime next week, if you're available, jump in any day during the week would be cool. But other than that, folks, that is the show for the day. Make sure you smash that like and share. And we will see you all next week with more crypto news. Of course, from the class, be on the lookout for this weekend's Sunday DeFi, where, yes, we will be talking more staking. Like, what? What?
We're not gonna take it.
Say what?
We're not gonna take it.
One more time.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it.
Yeah, the SEC is like, we're not gonna stake it.